Things are certainly starting to look up here, well, for us in horse racing on planet Earth. Ohio ratified, I guess, and solidified their dates for opening up May 22nd at Scioto Downs. They're going to begin qualifying immediately, I believe, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And then the 26th, they're going to open up at Northfield Park. That's great. Great news for us. Now, they haven't reported this yet, but it's my understanding that the stake races aren't going to start for now, I thought they said a month because, as I was saying it in my head, June 6th is the next Sire Stakes. But if I'm not mistaken, I was told that they can't have the Sire Stakes without interstate racing. So for us, obviously, we, the stable, was going to move to Ohio, as we do every year. Is it a little trickier? No, the horses can get there for sure. I believe since Jason's the trainer, he can go. He'd be deemed essential, I guess. But I don't believe, I want to follow up on this now that I say it out loud. I don't believe that June 6th Sire Stake date is going to go ahead because for us it's different. Obviously the quarantine, whatever. But our horses could race there, but horses from Pennsylvania can't come in and race there. It's my understanding. I could be wrong. Now that I'm going through what I read in on the internet last night, I could be wrong. So I'm going to table that comment until I find out for certain. No need to email me. By the time you email me, I will have already known for sure. So Ontario, Ohio has their dates May 22nd, May 26th. They're racing. Ontario, I believe it's going to be announced for sure. June 5th, if not June 12th. I believe June 5th is the date they're looking for, unless something happens in Ontario where they have to extend even further and they say, no, we're not going to let you guys start racing. It's my understanding June 5th is that date. I did send an email out to Woodbine today asking them, listen, we have virtually 121 horses ready to go right now, 119, 120 horses right now ready to go. I know that there's this training scheduling they're putting together. Rather than trying to schedule a number of days where the stable horses could come, would it not make sense and would it be possible to have an entire day? And I believe they're allowing 50 slots a day, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm trying to remember what I heard. I believe it's 50 slots a day. We have 53-year-olds and up to train at Mohawk. So would it not make more sense to let the stable.ca staff come in and train? I hope the answer is yes. We are right now, as I'm talking, it's beginning to rain at 3:30. Harvey Crickmore, the track guy, has been grading the track since 11 o'clock this morning. So he's been on it for 4.5 hours, I believe. They were making some real good gains on that. He's asked us not to put stone on it for 3 or 4 days. So next Wednesday, we're actually going to put stone on it. Doesn't matter. The track will be in great shape for Saturday's training. We are planning to drone on Saturday. Now, for you guys, when you look up the list, you're going to see a number of scratches. 40 scratches out of the entire stable. The reason being, we still have 10, 12 sets. The reason being for that is a lot of these 3-year-olds don't need to train. Some of them are going to train not in a set situation. Globetrotting, I'm going to go a mile and 2-2 with, maybe 2-1 at the farm by herself. Or maybe with another 3-year-old, but I don't want her in a set situation just this second. I think everything's going great. I'm very happy with the way it looks. But for now, just going to go easy with that. Now, if what I just said earlier, June 6th is the date, I think I might actually bring the starting gate out also. So maybe we'll drone globetrotting training with another horse if she does. If this June 6th date sticks, globetrotting will be pretty much ready to go, I believe. So she's been in 2-3 last week, 2-5 the week before that. Probably ready to qualify in 57. Is she 100% right now? Sound is yes. Fit-wise, close. So we have the Ohio starting up, Ontario starting up. New York's dates are tentative for, I believe, Tioga and Vernon, followed by potentially Saratoga, I'm told. I have no idea what's going on with Monticello, and I know that Buffalo has given away their stake dates. They don't want them. And Yonkers, I don't believe there's any talk of them returning just yet in the near future. Pretty close to the epicenter of everything that took place in the New York State area, New York City. So what does that mean for the Meadowlands? I have no idea. I can't answer that. Pennsylvania got some bad news yesterday. The governor talking about how racing couldn't open up till the casinos do. This Governor Wolf's a bit of a meathead, I think, and he's headed in for horse racing for a number of years. I remember going to Harrisburg Sale, geez, feels like 3-4 years ago, and literally the week of the sale, he went out and said he was going to revisit the slots program, which was terrifying for somebody from Ontario. That's what we heard shortly before that. So you can only imagine what it did to the sale prices. Just a complete bonehead move. And then just before the pandemic was talking about raiding the program funds, which I'm not a lawyer, but I don't believe he can do. So I'm certain that he's just posturing and that they'll work this out. I'm sure it has nothing to do with spending bills and everything else that's in front of the house. We both know. We all know that there's a political element to what's taking place right now, and that's unfortunate, but that's the reality of the world we live in. I hope and believe that there can be an agreement struck between the governor of Pennsylvania and the racing authority to get the races back going. You're going to have Indiana and Ohio racing. New York, aside from Yonkers, is poised to start very, very soon. I don't know what the holdup would possibly be, but I'm not a governor, and I'm certainly not in the health department. So hopefully Pennsylvania can be up and going soon. I went with 6 horses today. I wanted to go with 6 horses. We trained everything yesterday. One of these horses didn't go. The rest of them I thought were a little flat, and I wanted to know why. So they went again today. My Jazz went yesterday. Now Paige had went with My Jazz and Momo. Nothing wrong with Paige. Paige does a great job. This is James's girlfriend. She said My Jazz was a little rolly and over on the right shaft. I went with her today. I thought she looked fine. The blacksmith was shoeing her when I left. She trained well this morning. Momo, again, before Paige went with her, Mario went with her the week before and said she seemed a little flat. She seemed a little flat to me today also. Made a few little shoeing adjustments. You got to tell Larry to take that razor pad off. And put her on Regamate stuff for mares fillies coming in season. No big deals there. No big deal there. No free lunch didn't go yesterday. I went with him today. He was very, very, very good. We let his hobbles out, put flip-flops on him. Little bumpy in the turns, but I think that's a combination of the flip-flops and us letting his hobbles out. But big last quarter, big last half. I was very, very impressed with no free lunch today. Horse that has been in and out, off and on. Let's Roll On went again today. He made a little mistake on... Who went with him yesterday? I don't know who went with him. I don't think Johnny did. Chris went with him, said he was running in a little rough. I went with him today with the belly band hobbles on and the way they had him yesterday, and he wasn't good. We went back to the bike hobbles, changed a little bit of his equipment, pulled his head up a bit. I went a mile in 2:19 last quarter in 32 seconds with Let's Roll On. Different horse today. Let's hope he carries that into Saturday. I liked what I saw today so much, I actually went back in and changed the set list again so I could go with Let's Roll On. Very happy with him. Girls with Swirls made a break yesterday, so she wore the hobbles today for the first time ever. I went with her. She went very, very good in the hobbles. Now, I'm not going with her Saturday. I tried to. I just can't get myself situated to go with her. I believe Jason is going to go with her, but with the hobbles on, she was pretty confident today with the hobbles on, so I suspect there won't be a problem. And a horse, last certainly not least, a horse that has been on a lot of people's minds over the last 2 weeks, First Glance. We made another minor little shoeing change with him. I trained him in 2:18. Now, he was a little bully this morning, wasn't throwing his head, so it seems like we inch forward in one direction, inch back in another. We're just trying to get him all polished up at once. If anything, I thought he was on the right shaft a little bit, which means maybe a little bit left hind, but I would have to be picky to find anything wrong with this colt, and he was good this morning. Now, by himself, a little bit of a hothead, 2:18 last quarter, or last half, and 1-1 apiece, which is excessive for the 2-year-old, but you know, he was unrelenting today. He's got a bit of a fiery attitude, little stubborn, and he's got a mouth on him like a wire trap. You know, a steel trap. He just when he gets it in his head, he wants to pull. He's not. I wouldn't call him crazy. I wouldn't say he was out of control, but he's aggressive. And I was a little angry at the way he trained yesterday, so I let him dance along today, and he was much, 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 much better. Was he perfect? No, but he was better. As I said to Mario, if there's any soreness issues, we'll see something tomorrow when we jog him. We didn't see anything coming off the track. I walked him back, jogged him around a little bit. He seemed fine. Deb, the caretaker, said he was fine afterwards. Let's see how he jogs tomorrow. And that will tell us if there's any little chinks in the armor, so to speak, of First Glance. But overall, I was happy with what I saw today with all 6 horses. Momo was good. Made a few little changes with her. First Glance was good. Couple little changes with him. Girls with Swirls had the hobbles put on her today. She was much, much better. Let's Roll On was fantastic today, especially considering, we just want to keep this horse, even if some weeks they're baby steps and other weeks they're bigger, maybe even leaps and bounds. We want to keep Let's Roll On. Horses like Let's Roll On and Carry a Big Stick, they come up against these hurdles and you can see them trying to get over them, around them, under them, just trying to get past them. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Let's Roll On looked very, very good today. Carry a Big Stick, still on the other side of that hurdle, but we'll get him through it. And No Free Lunch was very, very good today, and My Jazz was exactly how I remember, pretty much flawless. So all those horses that I mentioned. Now, First Glance is not in the training sets on Saturday. That probably won't change because myself or Mario or James are kind of full. Our dance cards are full, so maybe First Glance will just get another training trip by himself Saturday morning. You won't see him in the drone sets, but I'm eager to see how he looks tomorrow. I suspect he'll be just fine. So another day, movement on the track, movement off the track, movement forward in the industry. All good things happening today so far. So it's starting to rain a little bit now. We're obviously all done for the day. I'll be back tomorrow. I probably won't give you an update tomorrow unless there's something needs updating. But for now, all about all the 2-year-olds, how they trained yesterday, the ones that didn't train so good yesterday that maybe you didn't hear about, you just heard about now. I was happy with all 6 of them. We get the track looked at and graded today, so that's great. We'll have Stone on it next Wednesday. We're still looking for that training session on the 23rd. Will that change considering if Mohawk lets us in or not? Possibly. Maybe we'll bring you some videos from Mohawk. Anyway, still a lot going on. Just let's focus on the positive here. We got Ohio back, officially coming back in 10 days. No, not even 8 days. We got Ontario poised to set their firm date for June the 5th. We have Indiana on June the 14th. We're just waiting for New York to solidify some dates and lock them in. And then hopefully Illinois will be shortly behind. And Pennsylvania, stop screwing around, Governor Wolf. Get back to work. Take care.